Okay. Oh, somebody had star for something.
Yeah.
Okay. Brian, I don't have an intro thing like to read.
Yeah. Yeah. You know.
We'll piece it together. I got this like 4-pack of pre-mixed cocktail in a can.
Oh yeah. What is it?
A tiki rum mai tai, and it
A
is
what? Mai Tai?
tiki rum mai tai.
Oh, Kiki Rum.
It is below mediocre, and I don't know what I was expecting. It's just like bad. I got it because it was on sale, and I had really good ones before that a buddy of mine brought to my house for a game night on my 40th birthday, and I was like, that was really good that time. I should try it again, and this one's terrible. But I'm drinking them, Brian. You can't just let it go to waste.
Yeah, well, you gotta stick with that giant fucking jug of Bacardi Hurricane.
Oh, is that good? Is that the one to
Yeah.
get?
Yeah, remember the time when we went and watched King Arthur movies at Ben's house? I brought a jug of that and drank like half
Oh,
of it.
yeah. God, back when we were young and could drink.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah, I'd probably die if I did that now.
I have the one can of this, and I'm like hungover in the morning. Oh yeah, and the Bacardi Zombie. I remember doing the Bacardi Zombie before too.
Is it the red one?
It's the Hurricane's the red one. The Zombie's the blue one.
No, the Hurricane's the blue
I'm looking at it on the website right now. It's red.
one. They're liars.
Maybe they changed the color. All right, Brian. Do you want to recap this? You want to pull it out of your ass?
Um,
You want to wing it, or
so
should I wing it?
stuff happened, and Mary was like, "Fuck, David's gone. I am totally fucked now."
Then?
Yeah. And then they did some challenges, and some people argued.
Mitch told a story about a dog.
Yeah.
Joe officially made it official with a 6, bringing in Mitch and Camilla. There was a reward challenge that was not for Sanctuary.
Yeah.
Leaving behind Mitch, Star, Mary, and Joe. Joe thought he was a babysitter. And that's why he got left there. But that's not it at all. But, tote yourself what you need to, Joe. Stacking blocks on a wobbly table. Shaheen's was heartbreaking because he took for goddamn ever and lost it, like, on the last block.
Yeah.
What else is there? There was
Man, they can't even get Joe on one that has nothing to do with strength.
I know. I know. Anyway, yeah, we'll start it now. That was a good enough intro for Outwit, Outplay, Outcast, the Survivor podcast on the Night of the Living Geeks Network. Is that still a thing? I don't know. When we're going to talk about season 48, episode 10, My Enemies Are Plotting. And Nick's not here. That's why we got started early on the episode. Started recording early. There for a second it looked like there was going to be a 4v4, and there was going to be rocks maybe. Then I think it all fell apart when, who was it? Mary suggested Kyle. Yeah, because Joe won immunity, and Mary was like, "Okay, if it can't be Joe, let's take out some tangential person like Kyle." And Camilla was like, "Oh no, 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 no!" And then it all just fell apart. Like all it took was Camilla backing out.
Yeah.
Okay, episode over. Thanks for recording. See everybody
Yeah. All right. Got it.
tomorrow. This was a really unfortunately straightforward episode, though. Too. Like
Yeah.
I feel like you, like in the beginning, Mary, Star, and Camilla saw the position they were in and realized what, like at the beginning, right? When Eva goes to Mary and Eva's like, hey, I really like you, but I can't make any promises. It could be you tomorrow. And your best bet is just to be, to supplicate, basically. And like, then Mary goes to Star and Camilla is like, guys, we have to band together. We have to finally do it now at the very last moment possible. And I think the whole episode they try to make that work, and then for a minute it looks like Mitch is the linchpin, and Mitch just didn't want to work with Star, like just couldn't hear it when Star said it. But then when Mary came by or Camilla came by and said the same thing later, Mitch was like, okay, yeah, maybe.
So somebody should tell Joe you can't have an alliance with 6 fucking people when there's only 8 left.
I know. Well, I mean, that's the thing. When Joe,
which had been evidenced by the fact that the vote was 5-3.
So, no, I think they split it on purpose in case Star played her shot in the dark.
Well, they wouldn't have split it on purpose. The other one was one of the 6.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my point. They wouldn't.
No, they
doesn't make any sense.
They split it between Mary and Star.
Yes, and Mary is one of the 6, so
no,
that wouldn't have been intentional.
Not. She's not one of the 6. Not since David left. The 6 now is Joe, Shaheen, Eva, Kyle, Camilla, and Mitch. They made Mitch one of the 6 and formalized Camilla. Oh, yeah. So it was going to be either Mary or Star then, if it's like... But I get, like, to your point though, right? Like, Joseph's like, let's make it 6 and brings it Mitch and Camilla. Mitch and Camilla can have no... Like, it is incredibly obvious where they are. Like, they can have no illusions about the fact that they're, like, as soon as Mary and Star are gone, like, it's Mitch and Camilla next. Like, it's not a 6, it's a 4 + 2. And if you're the +2, like, you've lost.
Yeah, it was very stupid.
Yeah, and I don't get Mitch sticking with him. I don't understand it at all.
I don't. Well, I'm pretty sure Kyle has no chance of winning now. With the we need to finally get out Joe, and he's like, oh, but I like him.
Yeah, that's a problem,
like, dude.
That's really a problem, because if that ever comes up anywhere near Final Tribal, they're gonna be like, oh, well, then Joe's strategy was obviously the right one.
Yeah.
And like, I think that's, but I don't know. Oh, you go.
No, I didn't. That was just
okay. I think Kyle, he said it in a confessional, and he's astute enough to see like Camilla has been there for him in a survivor kind of way. Like, they've done strategy together. They've been confidential. They're an alliance nobody knows about. Like, they are ride or die in the survivor kind of way. But like, Joe has been there with him in a human kind of way, like sharing stories and feeling close as human beings. And then he says, like, what one will the jury like more? And I think that's the real question that he's going to have to grapple with, because he's going to be, I'm amazed it didn't happen in this episode. There's going to be a point where he has to decide. And it kind of, from the next on, looks like it's next episode. But he's going to have to make a call of which one he think will win him with the jury, right?
Yeah, but they're delusional. The fucking, we have to be honest and faithful to every, like, people. They're delusional. It's literally just David and Joe saying that shit.
Yeah, and Eva's there too.
She's not. Because they suggested they get rid of David. She was like, all right, fuck him.
Yeah, she kind of took the direction from Joe.
Yeah.
Like, I don't understand. Go.
Like, nobody. Kyle's wrong. That's not a question. Like, they're not going to be like, well, you were honest, so you get to win. I'm like, what? Okay, but if you get there with Joe, that's a completely worthless fucking argument.
I mean, he could say, like, look, we got here at the end, and Joe got here and didn't have to sacrifice anything. Like, it was easy for him to skate here, but, like, I had to make that choice. and I chose the like. He can make it like a redemption story. It's not a great story, but you can make it like, you know.
Yeah, but I chose not to play the game is not a good fucking argument.
I mean, but that's the problem, right? Is this a jury that doesn't give a fuck about playing the game? Like, David's vote's not going to
It,
be about playing the game.
it's not though. It's gonna. Yeah, that's my point. Literally, David is the only one on the jury who cares about that right now. The rest of them wanted people to actually play the damn game, and that's why they're sitting over there.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh god, and sitting over there, fucking David's face. The whole. He's going to be the worst kind of bitter juror in the last episode. Like, I get it, you're pouty and upset, but like, did you not know what you were signing up for? Like, I know you wanted to play a certain way, and you're feeling hurt that it didn't work and that you feel backstabbed, but like you knew you were probably going to lose, right? You knew it was probably going to happen.
Like, you can't come out and be like, we are the alliance that's in charge, everybody. Look at us. Look at us being in charge.
Yeah, and then not
How
expect
could you
something.
possibly think they're going to let you get away with it?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, they're getting away with it now, just minus him.
Are they, though?
I don't know. Someone's got to have... See, my fear is... My fear is that Kyle's going to be the one to go. And I don't know why nobody is even talking about taking a shot at Eva. I feel like she's... Like, okay, even if it doesn't work. Even if you... Fine, you flush an idol. You make her play her things or whatever, you know, right? Like, taking away Eva takes away half of Joe's strength. Like, the part of the problem with getting rid of Joe is that you know Joe has at least one number, probably another one, with whatever they want to do.
Well, because Eva is Joe's goat. They're not worried about her.
But this, you take...
Like, whatever, we don't care if she gets to the end. She ain't getting shit. That's...
Yeah. Is she a goat now? Is she just a goat, you think?
She's definitely a goat.
Yeah.
Like, she's done nothing just but blindly follow anything Joe says the whole time.
She needs to have a really big idol play that's all hers.
Yeah. Like, she needs to betray Joe with it. That would be great.
Which, I know you always talk about the stupid hypocrisy of playing an honest, upstanding game. And there was no talk about that for Star. Star having given Eva her idol. Right? Like, they had a moment... Star gave her the idol, you know, talked about, you found it, this is yours, that's the honest, open thing, you know, that's the honest, upstanding thing to do, right? Like, you're the one who solved it, you earned it, you should have it. And now that it comes back around, even with Eva sitting on 2 advantages, there's not even, so far as we could tell, a thought from Eva about helping Star. Not even a little one.
Yeah.
And it's like, man, Star, you should have kept that idol. You really should have kept it. Because even if your thought was, okay, I'll give it to Eva to maybe put some heat on her. No, didn't do that. Even a little bit.
I forgot who it was. Who was it talking to Mary that was like, I'm not saying I'm not going to vote for you, but I'm saying I'll try not to?
Oh, I don't know.
I don't remember who it was.
Might have been Mitch?
I don't think so.
I don't know. I don't remember that bit.
It was right at the beginning.
Oh, that was
like,
Eva.
Hey.
That was Eva. And yeah, when they were still in dark, when they first came back.
No, it was daytime. They were sitting on the beach.
I don't know then. I don't have a note for that.
But yeah, she was like, hey, let's try to do other stuff and don't vote me out.
Yeah.
And like, she was pitching Star, but
yeah. I mean, I can't. The thing I'm most frustrated with this episode is Mitch. Right? Because Mitch, he says, even like when he's not taken on the reward, he says something in confession to the effect of like, you know, being part of the 6 is kind of bullshit. Right? Like, he recognizes it's bullshit. He recognizes getting fed slop to make him feel safe. But then when it comes to it, he says stuff like, oh, you got to trust the people that you're making a plan with, and I just don't trust them. Right? But like, man, it's Survivor. You're not going to ever trust anyone 100%. And like... Well,
you do if your name's Eva, apparently.
Yeah. But like, if you're Mitch, like, fine, you can trust that Joe's not going to write your name down this episode, but you can't trust that 2 or 3 from now. And like the playing from a place of like, I trust today, that's fine. But like, what is your plan for 3 days from now? Like a tribal and a half later? Because that's what's going to matter right now.
Yeah, what do you do when you get down to 6? Then he has to vote you out, like,
Yeah.
because you know you're not one of his top 3.
And I mean, your thought might be, oh, I can find a crack in them later, maybe. But maybe you can, maybe you can't. You know? And maybe they're willing to cut Shaheen or cut Kyle, but you know you're not going to cut up Joe and Eva, right?
Yeah.
So, like, you have to, like, you're at the breaking point. It is 4v4 right now. And they broke the wrong way. And now Mitch is like, you got to find the crack, but even if you find a crack, like, you got to sway people. It's not just like go to rocks and maybe sway one person. You've got to sway more than one person to break the deadlock now.
Problem is, literally everyone playing is not good at the game. Like, all of them are bad at it.
No, I feel like Kyle and Camilla are not bad. Kyle's swaying right now, but I feel like they're not bad. I feel like Kyle, I don't think Kyle is making bad decisions. Huh.
Yeah, he is. This is absolutely his opportunity to fucking turn it around and make a name for himself. And he was just, but I like Joe.
Right.
Like,
But
dude.
here's the thing. I don't know that he's making a bad decision because he's bad at Survivor. I think he's trying to feel out. I genuinely think he's trying to feel out the vibe of the season. He's trying to think about who's going to be on the jury and what they're going to value. And I think Kyle's plan is to get Joe and Eva and Shaheen on the jury, and then he can tell them, look guys, I was loyal to you. And I'm sorry this happened. Right? And I think he wants to build those connections and then get people, because if Camilla goes now, like if Camilla goes now, right? Camilla's probably going to vote for Kyle, right? But like, what I'm trying to say is if Kyle is able to build those deep personal connections with Joe and Eva and Shaheen and David before he left, but maybe that probably won't work out now, right? Like, build those deep connections and then send them to the jury. You're going to be the one they vote for. If it's Kyle, Camilla, and Mitch at the end, then Kyle's got Joe's vote. Kyle's got Eva's vote. Kyle's probably got Shaheen's vote.
Okay, but he already did build that connection with Joe and then refused to put him on the jury. So your argument's not making any sense.
I mean, maybe he thinks, okay, I got to wait one more and show Joe, oh, I was there with you when it was at the breaking point. I was, I don't know. I do think he's not just playing bad because he's a bad player. I think he's considering jury management and then making a poor decision. But I don't think he's just playing emotionally and being bad, like the way I think Joe would. I think Joe's playing very emotionally, and his emotion is righteousness.
Yeah, he was perfectly fine with David, and until David was like, you went back on your word, and he's like, I need to kill you right now.
My God. And when at the tribal council, when Mary was like, oh, some people who were at the top got kicked out just because they were paranoid. David made a pouty face, and I don't know if you count it, but Cedric was like, oh, hey, it's you, and like smiled and pointed at David. Like, oh, hey, she's talking about you. I think Cedric is loving being on the jury. I think he's just there for a good time. But David was still, it was so funny because David was like, oh, with that face of his. And then Cedric's like, oh, hey, buddy. Cedric was okay as a player, but I like him a lot as a juror, I can tell.
Yeah. No, he wasn't very good as a player either. But but then there's, like, look at Star. Like, she clearly never had any plan at any point and was just there because she could be.
Yeah, the thing
she was just hanging out.
Well, and the thing that Mike didn't pick up on earlier is that people really didn't like Star. Like, I don't know. From a viewer perspective, I like Star. I don't know that she's a good player, but she seems fun enough to be around. But Kyle's like, oh man, choosing my kryptonite, just like they put her with the one fucking person they knew I was gonna hate, like that kind of personality. I just don't. But like, I didn't get that before. Like they were on the same tribe to start. Like, and I didn't pick up on this. And apparently, Eva really didn't like her. I think because of the lying thing early on. But like, I didn't know it was so deep rooted. This dislike of Star.
Yeah.
Mitch too. I was really surprised. I was surprised by how much Mitch didn't like Star.
I mean, at least Shaheen's starting to go, uh-oh, people like Mitch, maybe I should do something. He didn't do anything, but he's thinking about it, I guess.
That's the thing. I think Shaheen and Kyle are in a better position because they're willing to entertain the idea of not going forward with this 6. And so they're going to be willing to make a flip. And then when they do, they'll be in the power position, right? If Shaheen goes to Mitch and Mary and was like, let's do it, I'm ready, right? Like, they'll jump at the chance because otherwise they're dead, right? And so if Shaheen can actualize that, then it's his move, you know? Like, the other problem with where Mitch and Mary are right now is that even if the script for the season flips and it's Joe and then it's then it's Eva and then it's Kyle or whatever, right? Like, then Shaheen's the one who's gonna get like, oh, he backstabbed them, but also he masterminded it, right? He's gonna get the strategic credit for those things. Like Mitch is just, like Mitch and Mary are in such a low position now where they have to take whatever they can get, so they're not gonna get any credit of any kind for anything.
Yeah. I don't know. I think that, like, Kyle made it sound like he's going to take Camilla to the end, but I don't think he is. I think when they get down to 6 and Joe is like, well, she's next, he's going to be like, okay,
I don't
bye.
know. I'm not sure. I would love. I think there's a chance that you're right, but I really hope that it's not true. Like, in my heart of hearts, I don't want it to be true.
Yeah.
But I do think Kyle's getting close to a winner's edit this season. Like, this episode, the storyline was about Kyle and Kyle's choices, you know? And
if you say so.
And Kyle,
you know, I want to point out, like, the last, like, 7 seasons, you've been like, this looks like a winner's edit, and then they go with, and then there's, like, 7 people left.
Yeah, that's true.
So,
but none of those people... What?
7 people left. That's now.
Yeah. But none of those people got the Christian hat trick. Kyle clinched himself the fucking Christian hat trick today. I was like, oh, he won a feast! I was so happy
like
for
that.
him.
Yeah, it doesn't fucking matter anymore because now both Nick and I are down to 2 people. It's over.
Oh, yeah,
you definitely won. This.
Yeah, no. I'm not happy for fantasy. I just like, it's so rare that we get the Christian hat trick. I was just happy to see it done. Like, who else?
Damn
was anybody even still in it? Star was still in it.
Star was. Yeah, she obviously wasn't going to win a feast.
Yeah.
But she was not good at challenges.
No, she wasn't. What did you think of the revolution that both of Joe's kids have J names? Did you catch that? I don't know.
That? I didn't pay any attention to that until just now. So.
Hold on, Joe Survivor 48. I want to find out if his wife has a J name. Joe Hunter Survivor 48 wife. Katie Christensen. Okay. I don't care about her name. What I care about is there's like whenever something like that happens, my like proximity alarm for ego goes off. I'm like, oh, my J name's great, so I want to pass on my J names and make them all J's. I don't know.
So,
oh, his wife played in the NBA. Anyway, sorry, go ahead.
So Mitch told Star to play her shot in the dark, which obviously she should have listened to. But, you know, like, It's 6 versus 2. What's your one fucking vote gonna do?
Yeah.
But see, I understand her being like, well, he's just trying to get me to do this, so I can't vote. I'm like, but even if that was the case, like, but there's not. You don't have enough votes to do anything, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
She should have played her goddamn shot in the dark.
Yeah. I don't know where it was coming from. And then
Especially like she wasn't trying to get them to do some other play. She was just like, I'm gonna go along with you guys and vote for Mary.
yeah. I don't know. And then Star's like saying like, "Hey, but Mitch, like you got to know it's bullshit. You're on the bottom. Like, hey, let's do the rocks plan, right?" And then Mitch like, or no, he says like, or she says now that it's not Joe, maybe we could do Shaheen. And then Mitch goes straight to Shaheen. Like the cut from that scene is straight to Mitch telling Shaheen, and it's like, God, Mitch. It's like I don't know. I don't know. I think there's not forward thinking going on with Mitch right now. It's just I need to survive right now, and I feel safe with Joe's pectorals.
Man.
At least Mary clearly sees how fucked she is.
Yeah.
And I think Camilla has no. Camilla's under no. She knows exactly where she is. She's like, oh, great, I'm part of the 6, whatever, man.
Yeah. But did she know how fucked she was before Joe told her how fucked she was?
What, Joe telling Mary?
Yeah, because she was like, David went crazy. He was like, yeah, that was you. You made him like that. That was all you. He was perfectly fine until you came along.
He was saying, I think Joe was saying that's the perception, right? And I don't know.
Well, that was fact. So
I don't know if it's not. This is what I said last episode. I wish we got more confessionals from Mary about what her strategy there was, and I'm still not sure here. After this, like if she did that on purpose or not. Outwardly, that's definitely what it looks like, and I didn't hear Mary refute it. And we did see a couple scenes where Mary was egging him a little bit, right? I guess maybe. But the problem is they were rightly paranoid. Like Mary was not wrong in that paranoia that episode, and I don't know that she was trying to ramp David up necessarily.
Yeah.
But was Joe being an asshole, or was Joe being honorable and telling her like it was?
No, he was being an asshole.
Yeah. I think if you're going to do jury management, that's not the way to do it with somebody like Mary.
Yeah. Yeah, don't be like David was our guy. It's your fault. We don't like you. Like, why would you say that right to her face?
I know.
Like, fucking idiot.
And it's also not reading the room. Like, jury management is telling a person what they want to hear. This is clearly not what Mary wants to hear.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll tell you, the only thing I'm going to remember about this episode, to go.
Who was it that kept saying that? Was that Camilla during the tribals when David was like, somebody's doing terrible jury management?
Yeah, Camilla did that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like Camilla a lot. I think in a different season she'd be pretty great.
Yeah.
But I do think this is a pretty straightforward episode, unfortunately, because the 6 didn't break the 4 or whatever.
Yeah.
The only thing I'm going to remember this episode 2 weeks from now is David's fucking face.
Yeah. Man, I thought it was going to be shit was going to hit the fan as they finally broke up the strong people. Absolutely nothing changed.
No, it just changed hands from David to Joe. I mean, it was David and Joe. Now it's just Joe, and Joe in his pocket Eva.
Yeah.
But that's why I think there's more of a chance, right, that Kyle or Shaheen could break away. When David was there, I don't think that was a strong chance, but now there is.
Yeah, but I mean, but now we know Joe has Eva and Kyle. So
I don't think Kyle's a pocket thing. I don't know. I
He
really,
is. I
don't,
mean,
I
he
don't want
very
to, I don't
explicitly
want to
stated that
believe
he is,
it. I
and
don't want to
absolutely
believe.
refuses to vote out David
This is the problem, right? Like, I
or vote
think,
out David, vote out Joe.
I know, I think the big problem is you're down to 8, and Kyle and Camilla are still trying to be under wraps and let nobody know that they're working together. Like, that seems to be the primary thing, is the secrecy of their alliance. Still. And I think you got to choose the point to unveil it. And this would have been a fine point. Because outwardly it
Yep.
looks 4v4. And you tell everybody, okay, we're going to go to Rocks. The plan is Rocks. The plan is Rocks. And then Kyle writes down Joe. Or Kyle writes down Eva. Right? And it's like, oh shit, that was Kyle's move. Right? And you could be like, oh, maybe Camilla flipped him or whatever. But like, just be in front of, like, then this is close enough to the end that the jury will remember this when you do the final tribal. And Kyle could be like, me and Camilla were talking together. Like, it was my move as much as hers. It was, that moment was up to me, and I chose this. I'm the one who did this, right? I guess
Man,
you could still do it. It's 7 people, so it's 4-3. You just flip one, and it's still 4-3.
you know what? We absolutely need Mary to win immunity next time. It'll make the next tribal a lot more interesting.
Yeah,
Otherwise, it's just going to be her, and there's nothing she can do about it.
yeah. Even if it's Mitch or Camilla, like, that doesn't change very much. That's the part of the plan, was just do Mary next. And this thing, even if Mary gets it, they go, okay, I guess it's Mitch or Camilla. Like, it doesn't break up that core 4 for another 3 episodes. And then that core 4 doesn't get broken up until fucking fire making. That's the real tempting thing, right? Like, if I'm Kyle and I believe that Joe is being honest about going to the end, and if Eva's gonna do it too, then all you have to do is talk Shaheen into, like, look, man, I know it's tempting, but you, at the very least, if you keep carrying this forward, at the very least, you get fire making challenge. That's fucking tempting,
Man.
Brian. It's boring, but it's fucking tempting.
Man, you know what's like?
You're gonna lose, but it's tempting.
Fucking, how do they not get? Like, you can't let 2 people who are definitely not going to vote each other out go to the end. Like, that means there's only one open seat. Means you're definitely making fire, motherfucker. Like,
Yeah.
how do they not understand that?
Yeah.
You need to break those 2 up.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing, right? Like, that's the thing that's so easy to do armchair from home, right? Like, we can sit here and be like, you're gonna need to make fire. There's no way in which you're guaranteed final 3 in this situation. There's no guarantee in that scenario. And even if you do win the fire making challenge and get into the final, like, you're not gonna win against Joe and Eva. Joe's gonna win the game.
Yeah.
If you have to get there with fire, because you didn't do a move and Joe ran the game, right? So even from a strategy perspective, from a challenge perspective, you lost. And if Joe's whole thing, if he genuinely is building human connections or whatever bullshit and people like him, then he's going to win that too.
Yeah, this is why I hate fucking seasons like this where everybody refuses to do anything.
Yeah.
Because Joe has been running the game the whole time, but he hasn't done anything. He just says something and everybody agrees.
Yeah, I mean, but that's how Rob won his season too,
Like,
right? Just getting people to fall in line. And just keeping them in line long enough to get to the end. Like, that's doing something, right? Like I know you're saying doing nothing, right? But like, getting people to do nothing is really hard in Survivor. Because there's the constant temptation to do something to make that move, right? Especially because people are not stupid. Like Kyle
exactly.
and Shaheen.
That's what I'm saying. All these people are bad fucking players because none of them will fucking do anything.
There has to become a point where they realize the breaking point. Because that's what I'm saying. It's easy from here to see how bad the play is. But when you're in the moment and there's talk of this person or that person, this person, that person, like, it's got to be so tempting. It's got to be so tempting to just stick it out and guaranteed fire, right? Especially when you have players like Joe and Eva who you think are so trustworthy and who have built their reputation on that, and all you have to do is not go crazy. Like, David didn't get voted out because Joe and Eva were like trying to flip on him or anything. They got him out because he was going fucking crazy. and he was a danger of breaking the whole thing up. So you got to cut that out before it destroys everything, right? So long as you don't go fucking nuts, you've made it to the end of the game. Like, all you have to do is not go nuts. It's got to be so tempting when you're out there.
Okay, but
I understand how it's tempting.
It's not like it's a fucking secret. Fucking, uh, what the fuck's her name? I forgot her name already.
Eva, Camilla, Mary.
Chrissy.
Oh, Chrissy
made it very explicit exactly what was going on in this game, and they all refused to do anything about it.
Yeah. And I mean, the trick is, I don't know if they get to the end and Joe
and it's just going to get harder and harder when there's few of you to turn on them.
I will say, there is still a way that Joe and Eva get to the end and Joe loses, right? If Joe gets to the end, he's like, I played the honorable game of the blah, 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 and I proved that you could win via loyalty or whatever else, right? I think he's going to have a hard time winning.
I kind of hope that's what happened. And then their all response is like, no, you can't win doing that, you fucking idiot.
Yeah.
That's what I kind of want that to happen.
David's going to get upset about it. Chrissy, I don't like, and have them all be like, no, Joe, you didn't win because of loyalty. Like, you won because you got people. Like, I think what Joe has to do is get to the end with the whole loyalty shtick and then go to Tribal and be like, I won because I kept these guys in line. Right? Like, I did this thing and this was my strategy and it worked. And not talk about loyalty, this and that. Be like, it was me and it was Eva. We connected early on. We brought 2 or 3 people in. We stayed strong and we systematically voted people out. Right? And not in a way that's like vindictive or mean, just like, look, this was our strategy. We built it, we executed it, and we're here and you're not. Right?
Yeah. That's absolutely not what he's going to do. But he's going to talk about
how
honest and loyal he is.
Exactly.
And then David's going to be like, really, motherfucker? Why am I over here then?
And everybody can be like, I'm sorry, Joe. I don't value that. I'm on the jury. I'm Chrissy. I'm Camilla. I'm Mary, right? They don't give a fuck about loyalty. They give a fuck about how good of a game of Survivor you played. And they've been telling them that this whole season. Which is why, maybe that happens, right? Maybe, like, Joe gets there and brings somebody he thinks is a goat, and it's like, no, what you've been saying the whole time, this jury does not value.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry that you thought that was the way to play this game, but it was not. But I think if he does own it, then he's got it. But if he doesn't own it, like, it all comes down to how you spin it, right? And reading the jury properly. And I don't know if that's going to happen. Maybe Eva will.
But still, though, my point is, it literally is impossible to get to the end without fucking people over. You have to fuck them over eventually. So getting there and saying you are loyal is automatically bullshit.
I don't know. If you have 4, I think this era of Survivor, I think if you have 4, you can make it happen, right? Because if you get down to 4, nobody's going to be surprised when Joe brings Eva, right? They're clearly the 1-2, and then there's a 3-4, and then there's a 5-6. Everybody knows. It's fully transparent. And when you get down to the 3-4, and you say, okay, you 2 have to go to fire, nobody's going to be surprised or upset about this. I mean, they might be like, this is bullshit, blah, blah, blah. They might be regretful or whatever, but, like, there's going to be 0 amount of surprise in that at all. So you can be like, hey, look, we all knew how this was going to play out. And if you didn't know, you're blind. Right?
Yeah, but that's not... No, because, look, he brought in Camilla and Mitch. Okay? Like, we're together now. I'm on your side, okay? But you have to vote them out. You can't tell people we are aligned and we're always going to be together when you have to fucking vote them out. It doesn't make any goddamn sense.
Yeah. I mean, I agree with you. No. I don't have anything else to say about this episode. I feel like this is... The most interesting thing for me this episode was David's face and Kyle getting the Christian hat trick.
Yeah.
You got anything else?
I of course instantly skipped when I heard her say she was going to start rapping.
Yeah. I did hear some people say
But,
this was maybe one of the most cringe episodes of Survivor ever because of the rapping and because of the chicken and
and
waffles.
the stupid dance song thing they did.
Mary had a good tweet about it. She was like, or I don't know if it was tweet or Blue Sky or whatever. And she was like, the whole time we were doing that, I felt terrible. She was like, she built the analogy of like when you're at a camp and the counselors make you sing and you do it because you feel like you have to, but the whole time you hate it. I was like, oh
But
yeah,
like,
yeah, okay, yeah.
but look, I mean, I don't like rap anyway. But there's a reason that people who do it aren't famous because they're not good at it.
Yeah. Oh, we didn't even talk about the rice negotiation. Do you give a fuck about that? That there was
Oh, yeah.
no
No,
discussion at all about it.
yeah. See what I mean? They don't want to do anything.
Yeah.
All they want to do is we're just going to do these challenges and vote, and that's it. That's the only thing we're doing.
Yeah. 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 All right. So fantasy.
Yeah,
Fantasy. Brian, I think it's notable you had Star in the Deadpool, and Star was the last of our 3 players to get voted out. So you were the worst at the Deadpool.
Yeah.
I had Star on the Not Here to Make Friends Deadpool. I feel like that was not a bad call. She said the $1 million stuff a few times, but she didn't talk about not being here to make friends. So I'm out of that Deadpool. If you want to see all the other bets we've got going on, well, that's also the last of the Deadpool bets. There's one more Deadpool. There's a touchy-feely Deadpool.
But that did make a well, actually that happened already, but the over/under 1.5 Deadpool in the final episode that ended a while ago.
Oh yeah, you're right. So
and now you get 3 more points. All right.
All right, I'm gonna make that adjustment live. Yeah, so then that officially resolves that Nick and I both had the under 1.5 players from our Deadpool in the final episode. David got
it actually resolved last episode.
Yeah, resolved last episode with David. So that'd be 3 more points for Nick and 3 more points for me. Good, I got 3 more points. If you want to see all the other bets, you go to Oooshow.com on the left. You click on Link This Fantasy. All the bets are there, as well as the scoring. I'm going to tell you the scoring, but it honestly does not matter this season anymore. Brian, you came in the week with last. You had Star, Eva, and Shaheen. Star got you 0 because she was eliminated. Eva and Shaheen both got you 2 points because they survived tribal and both ate some food. So that's 4 onto your 50, giving you 54, plus another 3 from the bet. No, you didn't get the bet. You didn't get the bet, you dirty cheater.
No.
So that's 4 onto your 50, giving you 54. Nick came in the week in second place with 53 points. He had Camilla, Mary, and Uncle JP. Camilla got him 2 points because she survived an 8 reward. Mary got him 4 because she survived tribal and survived 3 votes. In this part of the game, you want to have players that gets votes thrown their way, but don't get voted out because it's kind of like playing with fire. And in this game, as we all know, fire represents your life. So that's worth more points. Plus 3 more points from the bet onto his 59. That gives him a total of 62 points right now. Not bad, not bad. I had Mitch, Kyle, and Joe. Mitch got me 1 point because all I did was survive. Joe got me 3 points because he won the individual immunity necklace and survived tribal council. And Kyle got me 8 points because he won reward, survived tribal, and got that motherfucking Christian hat trick. So that is 12 onto my 89, giving me 101. Plus the 3 from the over-under bet, I'm at 104 points. Which makes me 42 points ahead of Nick, which is possibly mathematically insurmountable at this point in the season.
Especially if it only has 2 people and you have 3.
Yeah, I feel like even if Mary and Camilla win out, and one of them
damn it,
makes like a unanimous victory in final tribal, I still don't know if it's possible.
So this is the worst possible scenario because now you're going to have the most wins and you're going to have by far the biggest margin of victory we've ever had.
I won't have the most wins. I'll be tied with you.
No, you won't. You'll have 1 more.
No, I'll have 7. I already put myself.
Oh, you put it in already.
I put it in already as a winner for this season. No, we'll be tied.
You still definitely have the largest margin of victory.
Yeah,
it's usually like a few points.
Yeah, maybe like 20. 20 is a big win, but this point lead of 40 is nuts.
Yeah,
It's
you might be
possible.
at like 60 by the end.
It's
So
possible I lose out, but like honestly, between Mitch, Kyle, and Joe, at least one of them I feel like is in final tribal. Probably two.
yeah.
Yeah. So who are you going to replace Star with? Anybody from the jury?
Um,
What zombie person do you want? You got David, Chrissy, Cedric, and Star. Who's most likely to say the episode title for Final Tribal at this point, basically?
well, I'm gonna take Chrissy just in case she says, uh, I don't know.
Because she
Take
says, I
Chrissy.
fucking told you so, and the final episode is, I fucking told you so. Yeah. All right, Zombie Chrissy it is. Yeah. That's an unfortunate.
I see you changed it to Uncle JP.
Yes, I did after this episode. I did change it to Uncle JP. So, okay, I want to talk. We also have a heel turn bet. And I have David for this season. And I do want to say, after he got voted out last week, in between then and now, David officially announced that his girlfriend broke up with him because he lost Survivor. But then it was found out that she had already broken up with him before he left and he's lying. Like, she came out and she was like, no, I dumped him before he left for Survivor because instead of working on a relationship, he went to Survivor. Right?
Uh,
Does that count? And now apparently between then and now, it's also been announced that he's dating like the first boot of season 42 or something. So he's dating a new Survivor person after saying he lost his girlfriend because of Survivor. He's got a new one. Is any of that drama heel turn worthy?
you know what? Fuck it. Just take some more points, dude.
Yeah,
I think that counts.
I'm taking it. I'm taking it. Just the drama of like, oh, she dumped me because of this, and she's like, no, you fucking didn't. All right, that brings me up to 107. We're gonna.
Plus, we find out that he was lying the whole time about it.
Yeah.
You know, that was his sob story, and it was apparently bullshit because she already dumped him.
I don't know. Maybe it's not. Maybe it is. I don't know. We will find out.
Will we?
Yeah, we'll find out next episode of Survivor. All right, Brian. You have a good night, buddy.
See, I think she dumped him before he left, but he's like delusional, and he was like, "If I win, I'll get her back."
I don't know. Or maybe she did dump him and he just didn't take no for an answer and he was like, I'm going to win and then you're going to want me back. And she's like, I didn't have that conversation at all. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know his life. I don't want to talk about personal stuff. The drama I thought was worth some points. Which, by the way, is not the points I was expecting. Just sometimes these roided out guys are into weird stuff. They find weird things on YouTube about the muscle routines and they talk about them on Twitter. Like fucking Rodney talk about drinking piss. That's all I was expecting. I wasn't expecting relationship drama from David when I picked him. All right. Well, since I talked about drinking piss, that's the end of the episode. That's how we're going to finish this one off.
The
Goodbye.
end.